From abstaining to complaining, if he loses Lovitz, does he lose the election? And a horrible omen for Obama. SNL alum and dyed-in-the-wool Democrat John Lovitz recently ripped the president, attacking the notion that the wealthy don't pay enough taxes. To the delight of dozens of listeners, the actor made the comments on a podcast hosted by Clerks director Kevin Smith. How far removed can you get from mass appeal? I have no idea. They were in a cave on Mars. Anyway, since there's no video to accompany this, aim your eye holes at this frog and listen.
This whole thing with Obama saying the rich don't pay their taxes is and I voted for the guy and I'm a Democrat. What a The rich don't pay their taxes. Let me tell you something, right? First they say to you, you're dead broke. The United States of America, you can do anything you want. Go for it. So then you go for it and then you make it and everyone's like, F you.
I'm still thinking that frog is not sitting there by choice.
No.
They have his whole family hostage, and they're going, if you move, we're killing your entire frog family. Because no frog sits like that for long periods of time. I know this. I have tried this myself at home. Lovitz also nailed the host, Kevin Smith, who clearly didn't want to join the BAM bashing, saying he was masquerading as a 99%er and that he's constantly thinking of ways to make money. It beats watching the wipers. I could watch that for at least another 45 to 50 seconds. Gavin, is the election over if Lovitz turns on Obama? This is what is it? Is it portentous or ominous?
It's both.
Is it?
I think we were all waiting to hear what Lovitz said about the president. But he's right. See, this is what everyone in Hollywood wants to say if you got them drunk enough. But because his career is at a low point, he can say, you know what, screw it. This is what we all believe. And it's just mathematical facts. I mean, this Buffett rule that Obama kept pushing affects 400 rich guys, and it takes a fraction of 1% out of the deficit. But he keeps pushing it like it's this big solution. And I think anyone with a calculator is starting to say, wait a minute. And then they swear a lot.
It's not about math. It's about envy. It's about punishment.
Well, I think, though, anyone with a calculator, though, is like, what am I doing with a calculator? It's the 21st century.
That is true.
Smartphones.
It's a setting on your phone. That's a calculator function. When I set my phone to that, I have a calculator.
I was picturing just some dude walking around with a big blue Texas Instruments thing.
I actually have a nice young man with an abacus who just hangs out with me.
Is our PA, his name is Mike, get to know him.
Not for long. You know how long they last with me. Clint, you've sold millions and millions of albums. 20 million, correct? Do you feel like under Obama you've been punished for your success?
Well, first of all, let me back on Lovitz. I took him for a ride around the racetrack once, and I heard beeping the whole time. Every turn, beep, 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 beep. He was terrified. I was laughing the whole time, but because of the beeps, I didn't know what he was saying. And when I finally dropped him off and he got in his car, it was a cabriolet. He had the top down, groceries sticking out of the back. He was doing about 30, no beeping. I think most of us creative types are still trying to figure out which is greater, 99% or 1%, because on the charts, 1 is the greatest. So,
but it also is smaller than 99.
Now, where's my abacus now?
Yes. My assistant has it, I think. Remy, you dated Lovitz in the 80s. Are you shocked by his transformation?
I was in elementary school in the 80s.
Exactly. This was the most perverse relationship I ever heard. What were you thinking? I guess you weren't, because you were in elementary school. He's a monster.
I've never met John Lovitz, but I would like to meet him because I think he's hysterical. He's very funny. You know, it was a little raunchy. It was a little dirty. We didn't get to hear everything he was saying. We got the point. I mean, last month, the president filed his taxes. They became public. We know that he made about $750,000 last year. And that he's being taxed at a rate of about 20%. Now, that is a substantially lesser rate than most people making half that amount of money. So it's not so much his ideology or the Warren Buffett tax rule that I have a problem with. It's the inconsistency between what he says we should be doing for this country and what he's actually doing for himself.
I was told there wasn't going to be this much math. That was
700 grand last year?
I
thought he was only allowed to make 120 or something like that. Don't they have a cap on this guy?
It's not his salary as the president. It's retained earnings on the book sales.
And kickbacks.
Oy vey.
Somebody did her Wikipedia research today.
I'm impressed.
Bill, big question is, now the gates are open. The floodgates are open. John Lovitz has come out and said he's mad at Obama. Who's next? Jane Curtin?
A. Whitney Brown.
A. Whitney Brown? Victoria Jackson?
Beth Cahill.
Tim Meadows?
I'm going to go for the trifecta: Anthony Michael Hall, Brad Hall, Rich Hall. All three of them.
Kevin Nealon?
Well, I would go with, looking at my sheet, Ellen Clayborn.
What about Lorraine Newman?
Well, you could do that, or you could do Robin Duke.
Robin Duke. I can beat that with a Horatio Sands.
Can you do it with George Coe? Oh. Yes. An unknown guy from the cast after the first.
Wow. I was going to
Yes.
say Charles Rocket, but then I remembered he died.
Did he, though?
Yes.
He's alive in our hearts.
No, he's dead.
Oh,
Charles
sorry.
Rocket is dead.
R.I.P.
You know what Lovitz is? He's a liberal mugged. That's when that phrase is a conservative is a liberal. That's a guy who just got mugged.
Right.
Well, I like how he called Kevin Smith saying that he was masquerading as a 99%er. John Lovitz is masquerading as a 1%er. How is he making any money right now? What is he doing? He's like talking about taxes he's not paying. I make more money than John Lovitz.
Just the residuals on inventing the taco.
I had no idea.
That's right.
That's one of those facts I just missed. I
Did not know that.
John Lovitz goes on a rant. Gavin, you said Lovitz can be honest because his career is on the decline, pretty much over. You should know he's got 2 movies filming right now, the bromantic comedy Shark Proof, and something called Brula Quo, which has the tagline, "It started with guitars and ended with guns," so you know it's going to be good.
Well, then I'm very impressed with his hubris. It's rare that people in Hollywood can say conservative things, hence Friends of Aid, the secret organization that has to meet behind closed doors where celebrities can admit to be conservative.
And they are?
Yeah. The secret organization up until 2 minutes ago.
Yes, thank
30
you.
It's
seconds.
all over the internet. Check it out.
Who's Abe?
Abe Pagoda.
Yeah, exactly. Clint, you said you took Lovitz around the racetrack once. What kind of cars?
Porsche 93 RS America. Yeah, very fast. Well, medium fast.
Yeah.
I'm just confused by why you and John Lovitz would be in a Porsche driving around a track. That's a story that perhaps requires some background.
I was trying to get away from him.
Greg, you said Lovitz also nailed the host, Kevin Smith. I'm not so sure. I think it actually sounded kind of friendly banter to me.
I don't know. And you know what? I'll take whatever I can get.
Okay. I don't really have a strong feeling about it.
Then why ask the question?
It's called filler, Greg.